What's the haps? I'm John, aka Meroka, and welcome to Spiel. So I'm not in any kind of mission right now, because November has ended and it's time to shave off this dang stash. If nothing else. So I want rid of this. Goodbye, costume. Can I? Yes. Remove helm front. There's been an excellent mustache. I've grown it well this year. It's done a lot of awareness for charity and things, or something like that, I guess. So let's remove the helm front accessory. And let's return to normal. There we go. Looks less stupid now. But I do want my glasses back, and I got a pair of these lying around, so let's accessorize. Actually, I like this better than my old one. My old ones were heavy, or toasty, I'm not sure which, but they had red frames, and they did not go with my character. These ones are frosty, they have blue frames. They look marginally nicer. Oh, that should open your player. I don't know why I haven't realised, well, I should have been aware of this. I've been playing this game long enough, but there we go. Blue framed glasses. You can barely see the frames. What's the point? There we go. See, that matches my player character colour and hat and junk better than red frames would. Cool, I like that. Now I think clicking on your portrait should bring up your character, not all this nonsense. That's the silly options. Anyway, it does mean it's time to actually stop rambling and do some stuff, I guess. Now that I've got myself looking like I always used to, completely and utterly mustacheless. That's poison, and it's got colonies and things, compounds, that's the word. That's interesting, beastie, probably my kind of thing. Hey, you know what, let's give that one a go. Why not? That sounds reasonable. So, Emerald Clover. We're doing Emerald Clover. What difficulty did I have that on? That was Elite, I suspect. Oh well. Doesn't matter. So, Emerald Clover Elite, sure, why the devil not? That's what we're doing today. So, after a bit of a rambling start, all over the place, maybe I should start talking about things. So, Button Mash next event is going to be this Saturday. This means very, very little to most of you, I suspect, but if you are in the Yorkshire, or at least the north of England kind of area, you might want to swing by Bradford on Saturday. It's the New Bradford Playhouse. The New Bradford Playhouse is the place at 3 PM. We'll be having another gaming event, so we'll be filling it full of consoles and things, and we'll have we've got a bit of a handheld section. We're going to have a nice lounge, going to get some big cozy sofas, some big cozy sofas. I've got a giant beanbag somewhere, I might bring that down as well, and make a big lounge just to flop down and play Pokemons or whatever you kids are up to these days there. What gear do I need for this? I didn't really check it out particularly thoroughly. A Lichenous Lair, so probably my beast set's probably the wrong choice. It's probably not to wear my beast set. Let's have my Jellybane. Okay. Jellybane, not to be confused with Jelly Babies. This is instead for killing jellies. You could probably use it fairly effectively to kill a jelly baby as well, I suspect. It would work quite effectively. If you were ever in the scenario where you found yourself being attacked by jelly babies. It's more common than you might imagine. So, I'm going to try and keep this episode fairly short. I know my spiels have a tendency to go on. I'm going to try and keep this reasonably brief because my throat is killing me today. I'm coming down with some horrible illness, and I don't feel much like talking at any tremendous length, so I shall try and keep it short. Everything else I've got recorded this week, because of Button Mash, I've got recorded way in advance, so it's kind of like no big deal. But this is the one show I don't tend to record in advance of anything, and as such I'm now recording it and wishing I didn't have to record it. But here I am here nonetheless, and I'm going to try and keep it, hopefully maybe 20 minutes or so this week. We shall see how that one pans out. It never pans out how I want it to, I can tell you that for nothing. Anyway, so Spiral Knights News, let's start with that. Spiral Knights News, that's a good starting place, why not? So Spiral Knights News, the Feathery Fall. The Feathery Fall is surprisingly still ongoing. It's the 4th. It's definitely the 4th, we're well into the 4th. It's like about 4 PM on the 4th. That's most of the way through the 4th. It is over halfway through the 4th. The offers are still on. What the frick? Why is that still... Hang on. I can... Which one brings up the thing? Is it that one? Spiral Uplink News, show me. Now through December 3rd. It is definitely December 4th. For some bizarre reason, it ain't stopped. I guess they're just running a little bit slow on it. Obviously they're behind our time zone as well, but it's running a little longer than one might have imagined it would run. The Steam sales was running for the exact same length of time. That's definitely over now. So if you're very much in the markets for a Leafy Aura, now would be pretty much the moment to pick it up if you have not done it yet. Chances are by the time this video goes live it might well have gone anyway, because Three Rings will have woken up and gone to work and decided that they need to press the event ends button, but as of right now, at the moment of recording, yeah, you can still get that. That's really strange. It should, like I say, should be ending, so you don't get your hopes up that it's going to hang around too much longer. But that does pave the way for Winterfest. Winterfest must just be around the corner. I don't know what date it normally begins on. I probably want one of them. Let's grab that. I'm not sure what the exact typical start date is. I'm not sure whether it's early or mid-December it typically starts. So I can't quickly and easily find any documented record of such things. There must be some somewhere. If you look through the blog, I'm sure you could find it. But on the wiki, it doesn't seem to mention it, which is strange. So, yeah. At some point, perhaps tonight, perhaps, at which point I will have another video to record. Great. But I suspect more likely next week, possibly. I'm just guessing at this stage mostly, but possibly next week there will be lots of Christmassy things for you to play with, or festive. It's not Christmas, it's Winterfest. It's the festive season. Of course, we've just had the Cyber Monday stuff as well. I've got 3 weapon slots. I've only brought 2 weapons. Aren't I good? I'm really good at this. I didn't bring my trinket either. It's because I'm using a loadout. I'll just grab my loadout without thinking to fill all my weapon slots. Cyber Monday is something that's closely associated with the ancient American tradition of Thanksgiving. I believe the Pilgrims came over on the boat and gave thanks, and then decided that what they really wanted to do to follow it up was a lot of online shopping, and thus the age-old tradition of Cyber Monday was formed. So Cyber Monday has, at this stage this has actually stopped, that's been and gone. They put a bunch of offers on. I'm a bit miffed. One of them was my Divine Bomb Bandolier, which obviously I already just bought one in the recent sale, so that's devalued it further. Thanks, Three Rings, thanks for that. I've tried to sell it, and I've got nothing but joke offers. Thanks, guys. The cattail. Someone gave me what sounded like a serious offer of about 2,000 energy. Nope. Paid more than that, mate. You're not getting it for 4,000. So, yeah, my business wheelings and dealings are going well. Thanks for asking. And I guess that's it. That's Spiral Knights News. A bit of a quiet week. It's a stuff's ending week rather than a stuff's starting week, unfortunately, so hold on to your horses for a few more weeks before things start heating up. Or in fact, it's Winterfest, it will be cooling down, it'll be quite the opposite. Things will be getting chilly in Haven. But for now, not so much. So, one other thing to note is, this is kind of a long shot, but I'm going to throw it out there, because lots of people know lots of people in the Spiral Knights community. Someone might know or be able to help with this. I've been in the market for getting some nice artwork for my channel for a little while now, kind of checked out various commission threads on Spiral Knights forums and stuff. I would really like some nice artwork of my character in a Spiral Knightsy setting to go on my channel page and stuff, and just generally use for button mash, various promotional doodads. And like I say, I've been through the commission threads. There's a few people doing it. There's some people charging a chunk of money for stuff that's, well, it's better than I could do, but it's at the same time it's not something I would pay for either. There's plenty of people out there that are good, but not the style I would like. And eventually, after a ridiculous amount of searching in a year-old thread, I found an artist whose style I absolutely adore. And I'm not entirely certain if maybe they've quit Spiral Knights, so I'm having trouble getting in touch with her. So she goes by the name of Tomokii, Tomokii. If anybody knows or has heard of or knows any way of getting in touch with Tomokii, I would be very interested in finding out how to actually do that. I've sent them a message in game. I don't really want to sort of revive a year-old dead thread, mostly for the fact that I don't expect she'd see that because it's a year-old dead thread. I'm sent her a message in game, but got no response. Does anybody know how to get in touch? Because I kind of I really like her art style. It's absolutely phenomenal. I really want a bit of Meroka art done in her style, and I would pay good money for it. So yeah, anyone knows that person, please get them in touch with me. I wish to pay money for services. So I've got a question, and it may not take me too long, who knows, we shall find out. I shall try and keep it brief, like I say. Question is from Gnomza, is it not always? I need more people to ask me questions. If you have not asked a question before, please feel free to ask questions. Questions are always welcome. I will try and answer them to the best of my ability when I can. But Gnomza asks, as far as I remember, you haven't talked about card games. Because today I had the joyful task of sorting my Magic the Gathering cards, I thought maybe you could talk about collectible card games. So what's your opinion on? Do you have a favourite? Do you have one you play well? Same question on board games. So we shall. It's not a topic I'm super well versed on, but hold an opinion on. So we shall skim it. Devilish Drudgery. This probably doesn't want a Shadow Sword, I suspect. This wants my Paladin gear, doesn't it? And let me bring that as weapon 3. And because we have trinkets, I will bring my. Yep, there we go. Shame it doesn't count from the start. It just extends my bar slightly. Oh well. So card games. Oh boy, been a while since I've collected one of those. Certainly an IRL type one anyway. Used to be Pokemon cards back in the day, back when Pokemon was a big thing. Back when everybody played Pokemon in school. This was presumably, you know, about, I guess, 2000, 2001 kind of era. Yeah, a while ago. Quite a while ago. So I used to collect those. I obviously don't anymore. Otherwise, I might have mentioned that by now. That's not really a thing. I guess they are still around. Pokemon is still very much a thing, so yeah, I guess that's still a thing you can probably buy. I'm not really kept up to date with the whole card scene or anything. I've never ever tried my hand at Magic. No, I can't say I've ever tried that. I, on occasion, look at more like your virtual ones, stuff that you can, buy online. Again, I'm aware you can get Magic in that format. I have not done so. Soulforge. Soulforge is one I played reasonably recently. It's again, reasonably new one. It's on Steam, and it's done free to play quite well because they're pretty generous about giving you cards for stuff. You get stuff for logging in each day and then stuff for winning, and you generally get a pretty good selection of cards without having to lay down too much money at all. And it's not bad. Ow. That was a foolish maneuver. I hate fiends. I really hate fiends. I'm just going to have to go stab him, aren't I? Stabby, stabby, stabby. There we go. So yeah, Soulforge's not bad. Scrolls is one I keep meaning to have a look at, but again, it's one of those. I slightly object to the business model. I just feel like you're being gouged through that sort of thing because it's just pay more money, pay more money, pay more money, and it's like, well, it almost feels like a form of gambling because you're just trying to get good stuff by buying more and more cards. It's because Soulforge, because they give you enough cards over time anyway, it kind of doesn't feel like they're gouging you much because you can get a good bit out of it for free. Whereas stuff like Magic, or indeed Scrolls, you got to buy the game and then you got to buy cards in the game, and it's just keep buying, keep buying, keep buying. I have heard tell that Hearthstone, the new Blizzard one, does it reasonably well, and that's something I definitely wouldn't mind trying out. Again, it's going the free-to-play model, which, that's cool. If you have to put money down in order to start buying things, that's probably pretty much a barrier to entry right off the bat that I'm not going to go for. But if it's free-to-play and then they start saying, oh, now you can keep buying cards, well, that's something else. I mean, Magic the Gathering, you don't have to pay. I suppose the best analogy would be you had to pay a Magic the Gathering license in order to buy further Magic cards in order to actually play Magic in the first place. And yeah, I'm not a fan of that. Ooh, Magic things. What's going on in here, guys? I think I've seen one of these before, but I can't remember what actually happens in it. We'll find out in a moment, I'm sure. Gotta put the doodads on the switches, and then something happens, but I'm not sure what. Does it make hearts? Does it make loots? It makes something. Not sure which. We'll find out. So yeah, Hearthstone is free to play, so that's definitely something I want to try, and it's just very well presented. I've seen Total Biscuit play plenty of it, and it's just a very shiny and flashy game, and it just looks fun to play, quite frankly. Something I would very, very much like to try my hand at. Books. What do you do? 5 ways to appease your pit boss. Is it by putting 5 statues on the platforms? Is this the 5 ways? Don't know. As far as card games go, IRL is something I can hold in my hands. I've not played a huge amount of them. Well, this is weird. Okay, let's kill these guys. I'm not a huge fan, but I got a few different ones that I enjoy. Flux is a good one. One of my ex-girlfriends got me into that. With Zombie Flux was the one she had. I personally own Pirate Flux. Pirate Flux is a fun one. Pirate Flux is... It's got a rule in the game that... If you're not familiar with Flux, every card's got different rules. The game just starts out as draw 1 card, play 1 card. There isn't even a goal. And the entire rules of the game change depending on which cards you play. So every single turn, the rules of the game are pretty much changing. And one of the rules that can be implemented in Pirate Flux is... You get to draw more cards at the start of your turn if you talk like a pirate. That's one of the best things ever, really. You really can't argue with that. And every different variant of Flux has got loads of different twists on the formula, and it's great. The zombie ones, there are many ways for everybody to lose the game in Zombie Flux. There are end states of that game where everybody loses. Whereas Pirate Flux, there's nothing like that. It's just collect different things to win, basically. So they're great games. They're all a different experience every time, and it's not a skill-based game to any great extent. Oh god, I'm trapped! I'm trapped! I'm trapped in with the spikes. Oh god. Okay, and now I need some pills. Pill me! Oh jeez, that nearly went all bad and wrong. Let's have another pill. There we go. Healthy and happy. I've also got a game that I picked up over in Boston at PAX last year, it would have been, called Kittens in a Blender, which is as silly as it sounds, which is basically a game by someone who really enjoyed drawing kittens far too much. There are many kittens in the game, and they're all drawn in an adorably stupid style. Someone really just likes drawing cartoon kittens immensely. Okay, let's get out of here and... Oh no! Oh, did I put that out? I put that out. Ooh! Nearly died there. That could have killed me. Oh. Okay, and you're both dead. Okay. Ah, good. I needed one of those. Yep. Oh, that was a bit of a risk. Should not have done that, really. Yeah, can everyone get off the spikes? Stop playing around on spikes. It's not a place to be playing, guys. The aim of Kittens in a Blender is to save all the kittens that are your team's colour while trying to essentially, well, blend, or rather, obviously, everyone else's kittens. And it's a little bit dark, but it's quite endearing and entertaining at the same time. So that's a lot of fun. I like that one. My mate's also got a Back to the Future game, which is also just as eclectic as all the above. I think they're all made by the same people, Looney Labs, and they seem to have a knack for making rather cool card games. They've got one that I saw being demoed at PAX 2013, which was called We Didn't Playtest This At All. We Didn't Playtest This At All is... well, it's like Flux, but even more insane. It's kind of a rather self-explanatory name, to be honest, I think. There are just cards that are just pretty much just, yeah, so-and-so loses, or yeah, so-and-so wins the game. And see, where Flux is chaotic, we didn't playtest this at all, is just mostly entirely nonsensical. And it's great. So that's me in card games. Less collectible, more silly. As far as board games, also kind of enjoy board games. Yes, I do. Again, not well versed in them. I have a game which is called Ket, K-H-E-T, which is, was this Beasts? I think this was Beasts, but worth checking. This is Gremlin Grounds. Ah, I was wrong. Okay. Let me wear that then. And yep. That's okay. I want probably one of them will do me nice. And where's my trinkets? No sense wearing Gift of Autumn. It's not a freeze level. I would like to wear that, but it's just not worth it compared to just wearing straight up hearts, I think. So board games, yeah, I've got Ket, which is like chess. You kind of got a big square board divided into a grid, and you move pieces around. So far, so chess. Except after each turn, you have a laser which you must fire across the grid, and each of the pieces has mirrors on different sides. So some of them fire mirrors 2 different ways. You can buy as if like an expansion, which is the idea of an expansion for chess is hilarious. You can buy an expansion which adds two more bits to the board, which splits the laser so it goes 2 different ways, and yeah, by guiding the laser around, you need to hit the other players, essentially like their king, I guess. They got like this pharaoh's head statue thing, and if that gets hit by a laser, they lose. And if you hit a statue from a side that's undefended by a mirror, that piece is out. So it's very chessy, but with lasers, which you know, chess needs more lasers, I think. You more, I guess, traditional stuff like Catan, Settlers of Catan. I think I played the demo of that on Xbox Live Arcade, and I thought, yeah, that's kind of a fun game. I could see myself playing that. I would like to try this. But I think that the biggest problem for me, and for any of these, this is a problem that applies to card games, dice games, board games, all of the above, everything we've talked about, is just finding somebody to actually play the bloody thing with me. I don't know enough people that would want to play with them on a regular basis. And judging by that party button down there, I have gone the wrong way through this level. So, dang. Ooh, is this one of those gather around the campfire and you regain health ones? It's not, it's literally just a campfire. Damn it! Right. How big's that? I'll go with the yellow. I'm gonna go see what loot I got, because I don't want to miss out on loot or anything. So yeah, the biggest problem with the genre is finding someone to play. I don't know whether I mentioned this in the past. I live in a shared house with a bunch of other people. I have historically done the student thing of sharing a house with lots of friends. Many of them, in my old age, have gone their own separate ways. Some of them getting married and stuff. I'm not doing that. Not at this point in my life. No, I'm very much single. So. Nope, no significant other to play games with, and I don't currently live with friends to play games with, so not an option. I'm just rather lacking in the opponents to play competitive board and card games with, short of actually, you know, packing up a bunch of stuff and taking it to another person and saying, here, play this game with me, which I have done in the past, but it's just impractical as opposed to just having a person there along with you and the game that is already there, and playing that game. That's the better way to do it. This is not a way I have access to, unfortunately. So yeah, that's me in board games, I guess. I don't know what else. It's been a long time since I played any more. When you say board games to the majority of the population, you're thinking like Monopoly. I'm guessing you're thinking more type of was it stuff like Catan or what have you. I suppose there is always the digital version, but like I say, you could buy Catan. Can you buy Catan on Steam? That wouldn't be a bad way to do it. I just feel like perhaps a lot of the charm in those things is actually having the physical board in front of you as well. And you know, if you buy it on a digital platform, you're not really getting that. Keep seeing stuff like dice games pop up, and it's like I really don't get the point of those when it's digital. There's a Cthulhu Mythos-based one that's just popped up on Steam recently, I gather, because I've seen Total Biscuit review it. And I was like, I actually can't see the point of this game existing at all. I don't get why it's here. It's just rolling the dice. It's random. Whether you win or lose is just random. So you're just going to sit there and keep clicking the button, roll the dice, roll the dice, roll the dice. Everything's determined by dice roll, so it's just keep rolling the dice until you win. Just seems to be the thing. I don't actually get how that's particularly fun. I mean, I've got a competitive dice game, which is, again, oddly enough, Cthulhu-based. I've got it's just really simple, but Steve Jackson-based. He's obviously known for doing stuff like that. Steve Jackson's Cthulhu dice, and you roll the dice and take an action depending on what dice roll you get, and eventually you either win or lose, or Cthulhu wins and everybody loses, you know. But at the same time, it's random, but it's improved by the fact that it's competitive, whereas, you know, single player stuff just isn't. So I don't get that. That's something I get. So that's me. That's me and my stance on real-world games, I guess. And I'm going to call it here before my throat decides to murder me in my sleep. So thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like if you have enjoyed the video, and subscribe if you're not already, because I make loads and loads more content every day. And if you got any questions or topics or things for me to talk about at some point in the future, please do leave them in the comments below, and I will note them all down and get to them in due course. So thank you very much for watching. I've been Meroka, and I shall see you next time.